Welcome to this session dedicated to entrepreneurship and business. When I prepared this slide, I said dedicated to entrepreneurship for this particular session, but after having gone through the whole program at a later time, I wish to change it. The whole program is dedicated to entrepreneurship because soft skills are required more by entrepreneurs than by technologists and managers, who have the support of so many other departments, sections and sectors, whereas entrepreneurs are self-reliant and they stand on their own. So soft skills are most required by the entrepreneurs. So the whole program is possibly dedicated to entrepreneurship. See, we all know that the developed nations of today, they have got a history, which is the history of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who flourished and nourished the various industries and markets in the past years. Today, everybody has realized the importance of entrepreneurship. Globally, you find quite a number of opportunities are given for improving the entrepreneurship trends. By government agencies as well as non-government organizations. We find a lot of schemes, lot of programs addressing different sectors on awareness about entrepreneurship, on training the potential entrepreneurs, counseling and assisting with startup funds as well as institutional loans. And there are cases, there are organizations who also go a step further and assign trained, accredited mentors to assist the budding entrepreneurs during the first couple of years of maybe difficult existence. In short, we are living in an era today which is highly conducive to explore and exploit the entrepreneurial potential which is available. I wish to deviate from a prepared PPT for two reasons. One, everybody is stopping exactly at 20 minutes. I don't want to overdo. Secondly, most of the points have been already spoken about. I don't want to repeat. But I want to make this session integrate into the overall picture by assuming that what you have learned during the past sessions and what we are going to listen in the future sessions are contributory to entrepreneurship development. I wish to touch upon a few very important aspects of being an entrepreneur. One, an entrepreneur should look for opportunities all the time. What others miss, he should be able to hit upon. It may be a requirement of a product in a particular market or requirement of a service in another sector. Secondly, an entrepreneur must be very flexible in his approach. In fact, many large organizations outsource their products and services to the smaller entrepreneurs precisely for this purpose. Once you grow large, your flexibility is lost. You are bound by your own system, which cannot change that frequently because you have to maintain stability of the system within your own large organization. Whereas smaller entrepreneurs must utilize the strength of being flexible in your approach. And you must be open-minded to changes. When others may not like change, normally we don't like change. That's why, in schools also, there are some boys who sit in the same chair for 3-4 years. Basically, we don't like changes, but an entrepreneur should like change. That is the spirit of entrepreneurship. And we normally like to work within our own comfort zones, but an entrepreneur should be prepared to go out of the comfort zone and seek new horizons. This is the way in which you can develop your internal entrepreneurship spirits. Another very important aspect which may not be touched upon by earlier or later speakers is your accountability. An entrepreneur should be prepared to be accountable for all his or her actions. Here, I have seen many people who want to become entrepreneurs, and when you ask them, why do you want to become an entrepreneur? You are a fairly well-paid manager in a company. They say, sir, I want to be my own boss. They imagine by becoming an entrepreneur, they need not answer any boss, except possibly in the house to the wife or the husband, who is eternal bosses. But in reality, an entrepreneur has many bosses. He is answerable to not only himself, but also to his employees, to his financial partners, directors, the bank managers, the statutory requirement agencies like Provident Fund, ESI, and to their own workmen, because your wrong move may shatter their dreams. You may lose money, you may come out of it, but when you close down your workshop or factory or business, the worst affected are the people who are employed by you and their families. So you have to be responsible for all your actions. So basically, accountability is the most important virtue which an entrepreneur should have or he should learn to possess and train himself for before he becomes an entrepreneur. Another point which is not, even when you get a loan from the bank, they don't insist on it, is your understanding of fundamental accounts. In fact, there is a program which we conduct which is known as Accounts to Accountability. You must know the fundamental accounts. You may employ somebody to keep your accounts, but you must know how to audit it yourself instead of a third-party auditing, which is very important because that gives you an idea about what you are doing, where your organization is going, and when to correct it, not at the end of the year. The audited statement is only a post-mortem analysis, whereas there is a management audit which should go day by day, hour by hour. So you must pick up some accounting skills. Then, another important point, ethics. Somebody is going to talk on business ethics, I know that, later. But ethics, if you look at the history of organizations around the world, you find only those organizations which have maintained ethics in all their dealings have sustained the various flexibilities, market ups and downs, political upheavals, world wars, internal wars, and so on. Because when you start a business, as I was mentioning,